Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how I created this vinyl and glitter ombre tumbler using the glitters from the latest glitter pack at PDB Creative Studio. Normally, I have these tutorials out pretty quickly showing you all of these glitters combined on a beautiful tumbler. However, I did start one and it turned out a hot mess. So I decided to start another tumbler with a different design, and I'm pretty happy with the way that this one turned out. So first I am going to trim my vinyl. This is actually from one of the bundles with Gracefully Created, releasing on August 15th. Gracefully Created and I usually release our collaboration packs on the 1st of every month, but there was tons going on this month, so this one is on the 15th. The decal will also be in this bundle, so keep an eye out if you want to get your hands on this beautiful fall vinyl. I measured it around my 32-ounce plump from TIPSY Magnolia and just marked that with my nail, and then I folded it to that half point to make a little mark, and that gives me a perfect half sheet of vinyl. I trimmed off the excess on the top and bottom, so once we have this on the tumbler, no additional trimming is going to be necessary. It's cut perfect to the size of, or to the height of the tumbler. I trimmed off a little bit of that backing so it exposes some of the vinyl. Once we have that lined up at our top and bottom rim, I'm going to press that exposed piece of vinyl down and use my giant squeegee tool to adhere it to the tumbler and avoid getting any bubbles or anything underneath my vinyl. My vinyl was just a hair over that curve on the bottom rim, so I grabbed my heat gun, heated that up just a bit, and pressed it down really nice around that curve. Now we're going to take some painter's tape and tape this off. The reason that I did this first is because I did not want to waste glitter on glittering this section, so I applied my vinyl first. We're going to tape it off, spray paint, and then we will glitter. Now, since we put our tape on here, I am going to go ahead and grab my vinyl trimming tool from CAMIPAIGE Boutique and trim my vinyl and my tape together so it gives me a perfectly straight line across the bottom. I really didn't think about doing that whenever I was trimming the vinyl, which wasn't necessary since we had to use this anyway for our painter's tape. So anyway, I went ahead and mapped out my glitters in the order I want them on the tumbler, went outside and spray painted some pretty rough matching paints. I really just want to get rid of the silver base. It really shows through if you don't put a base color that is somewhat color coordinating to the glitter that you're using. PDB Creative Studio has really high quality glitter, so most of the time, unless there's some opals mixed in where your color beneath is going to show through, you can get pretty close and it's going to give you a good base. And as you can see, I started from the top and did 4 glitters down the center, and then I grabbed my vintage blush, which is one of my favorite Rust-Oleum paint colors, and I went over the edge and tried to ombre that into those center colors. We're going to take Chandelier and go really heavy right alongside our painter's tape. And then we're going to just ever so slightly dust that on so it falls towards the center of the tumbler. We're going to do this first so it's a lot easier to ombre our other colors into this. We'll already have a nice little blend going on, so I don't have to worry too much about how heavy I put on my other colors as far as the side ombre goes. Then we're going to grab Wonderlust and start heavy around that top rim. And then I'm going to tilt my tumbler towards the bottom of the table so the glitter falls down into our following color. Next, we're using copper sand. I'm going to go right in the middle of where this color should be so it can fall into our previous color up at the top, and then I'll tilt the other way and do the exact same thing. That way we have heavy glitter color or glitter coverage in the middle of that section, and as we're tilting, we're allowing that to fall into the prior, giving us a really good blend between these two colors. We'll do the same with Fresh Start and then finish that up along the bottom rim, pretty much just like we did the top with Heart of Gold. I went back over and sprinkled on a little bit of each glitter to make sure that we had really good coverage, and then dabbed the bottom of the tumbler in all of that excess that had fell down. Then we're going to roll our tumbler up in a piece of paper. You can also use parchment paper to flatten out some of this chunky glitter so it minimizes the amount of epoxy and sanding we have to do to get this smooth. Once our glitter is flat, I am going to remove all of that painter's tape before our epoxy dries, allow it to cure completely, and then we're going to go in with 2 coats of Rust-Oleum matte clear coat so it seals all of those glitters in for us to apply our epoxy. I gave this 2 coats of epoxy once that paint had dried, and then it was time to add on our decal and our pinstriping. For our pinstriping, we're using this beautiful hunter green vinyl from TECKWRAPCRAFT. This is one of my favorites that they have recently come out with. This is the dark green metallic satin chrome. Man, is this not a beautiful color? Since I'm only using a couple of these strips, I am just going to cut these by hand instead of fooling with my Cricut machine. And then we're also going to use some TECKWRAPCRAFT metallic textured gold vinyl. Y'all know that is a staple in my craft room. I always have a full sheet of those pinstripes laying around, already cut because I use them all the time. We're going to go ahead and add on our decal, and then I'm going to add on some more pinstripes because I have no self-control when it comes to those. Once I finally finished adding on my pinstripes, we added on 2 final coats of epoxy. My first coat was a little extra incorporated turbo dry, which is their fast setting epoxy, and then the regular a little extra incorporated epoxy, which of course gave us that one of a kind incredible shine finish. I really like how this turned out. I think all of these colors that come in this pack just match this vinyl so well. It had a little bit of all the colors in there, so it was a perfect match. All of these colors have been released individually on the PDB Creative Studio website, and you can use BBS21 for $5 off your order, so you can still get that discount. If you want to know more about how to get your hands on the glitter packs that come out once a month, check all the details down below. It has all the information that you'll need, as well as all materials that I have used on this tumbler. I hope that y'all have enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. That really helps us out. That is all for today. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you next time.